Hello friends, this is Maria Riles with the Hemphill branch of the Greensboro Public Library. Today we're going to learn how to make an animal sculpture. Now a sculpture is a type of art project that's three-dimensional. It's not flat like a painting or drawing. It stands up or sometimes it hangs from a wall or a ceiling, but it has shape and size in all directions, not flat. So here is my little cow sculpture. And he does stand up on his own, and if we do this correctly, he can even walk. So let me show you what you need to create this project. You'll need the template. We have these available at the Hemphill Branch Library. If you would stop by, while supplies last, you can pick up the template and a little instruction sheet. This template has a little diagram that shows you what to cut and what to fold, and then it has 3 blank templates that you can decorate to create 3 animals. And you can use the empty space over here to draw the face or head for your animals. So you'll need one of those. You'll need some markers, pencils, or crayons to decorate your animal. You'll need some scissors to cut out the rectangular pattern and the dotted lines and the face or head. And then you'll need a little bit of glue to glue the face onto your animal. So let me show you what to do. I went ahead and colored one here. I had done my brown cow, and then I decided, let's make a zebra. So I drew a little zebra face. There he is. You don't want the head or face to be too big or too heavy because it will throw your animal off balance. So just a little one. And then I colored some stripes onto my rectangular template. And now we're going to cut it out. I want to show you first on a blank one because it will be easier for you to see what I'm cutting and folding, and then we'll do it on the zebra pattern. So start by cutting your entire rectangle out. All along the outside edges. And then there are some dotted lines here and here, so we'll cut those all the way to where the solid line starts, and here, and then we'll flip around and cut the same on the other side. So then, to create your 3D or sculpture animal, you're going to fold the legs down on each side, making sure they're straight and lined up with the edges. This one as well. And then the other side. Folding straight down. So there, our animal will stand up, and you're left with 2 pieces. One will be the neck of your animal, and the other will be the tail. We're going to fold both of those up. And you'll see later why those are important. Now, if you have drawn a separate little face, you can glue that at the top of the neck. If you don't want to draw anything, you can just fold that over a little bit to make a head like that. So that's the basic idea. Let me show you one more time on the zebra print animal. Again, cutting along the big rectangle. All the way around. And cutting on those lines to form the legs on each side. And on the other side. Now your drawing or coloring can be as simple or sophisticated and fancy as you like it. Mine's not too sophisticated, it's fairly simple. But we're going to fold those legs just like we did on our blank one. So they're going straight down, as straight as you can make them. the neck up a little bit on that side. On the other side, folding the legs down again. And the tail up. So I do want to use my zebra face, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of the neck. And pressing that on, let it dry just a little bit. Now, he will stand up, but we want him to walk. And that part is a little bit tricky. That's where our art project becomes more like science. So let's look at the cow one more time so that you can see what I did. After I had finished decorating my cow and gluing him together, I went back to his feet and I cut those at a little bit of an angle. I'm making a little bit of a point, but not too sharp. Same thing on the other side, so that when we are ready to make our animal walk, he's going to be sort of like a rocking chair, and he'll rock back and forth on those angled feet, and as he does, he'll move forward. If we're lucky, he'll do it without my hands helping him along. But I did several of these as I was practicing, and I learned a few things that you will want to think about. You don't want to make a real sharp angle. So let me show you here on this blank one. If I make a really pointed angle, so do you see how the outside is much higher than the inside? And I did that to all 4 feet. That would not be great because our animal is more likely to just lean over and fall over instead of walking. So what we want to do is just cut a slight angle. You have 3 opportunities on your template to make this work out. So we're going to start with a very tiny triangle, starting in the middle and just cutting up slightly. So that one is much less pointed. We're more likely to have success with our walking animal if we just do a slight angle. And then one thing that you might try, which I think will work pretty well, is instead of just cutting a straight line, cut a little bit of a curved line. You guys have seen a rocking chair, and you know how it has sometimes they're called runners. It's at the bottom of the straight legs, you'll have a curved piece, and that's how the rocking chair moves, is it rocks from one side to the other on that curved piece. So I'm thinking you could try that on your animal and see how that works. Definitely don't make a sharp pointed angle, either a slight angle or a little bit of a curvy line from the middle to the outside. So give this a try. I'll pick up a template and experiment with some different types of cuts. You might move your head higher or lower, your tail higher or lower. And hold on just a minute, we're going to see if my zebra will walk. So stay tuned. Okay friends, now we're ready to see if our zebra will walk. We're going to use some science principles as we turn our art project into a science experiment. The first one is gravity. You can see that I've built a ramp with some books, a stack of books, and a piece of cardboard. As we start our zebra at the top of the ramp and he walks toward the bottom, that's the principle of gravity. Also, the principle of friction will come into play. I've just used a piece of cardboard like we have lots of at the library. You don't want your ramp to be anything that's too bumpy or rough because your animal won't move at all. There will be too much friction. But you also don't want to use something that's very, very slippery because your animal will just slide down to the bottom instead of walking. Instead of the walking motion, there won't be enough friction to slow your animal down. So we're going to give this a try and see what happens. I went ahead and cut the 4 feet of the zebra at that sort of curved angle, and we're going to give this a try. Now, don't be frustrated if you try this at home and your animal doesn't walk correctly the first time. If he falls over or he just stands there, that's okay because this is the experiment part. So if your animal doesn't work, try making your ramp a little bit higher or lower. Adjust the number of books or whatever you're using for the higher point. You can move his head up a little higher or his tail up a little higher and see if that makes a difference. you can look at the sort of angle that you cut your feet and maybe make that a little bit more of an angle and see if that will make a difference. So whatever happens, don't be frustrated. I've tried it a few times and I think our zebra will work. So let's see what happens. We're putting him at the top and there he goes. His feet are angled and he is walking down our ramp. So that worked out pretty well. I hope you'll stop by the Hemp Hill Branch Library and pick up the template and give this project a try yourself. Thank you for joining us.